Good morning, cozy friends. How are we doing? In this vlog, I'm gonna bring you all around for a very fun and special weekend. Because probably like a year ago now, Stardew Valley announced their second set of tour dates for the US. And so my friend Tori and I bought tickets so long ago, it doesn't even feel real still that we're going to it, but we're going to it. And if you know anything about me, or if you happen to look around, Stardew Valley is by far my favorite game of all time, so I am so excited that I get to experience all that the concert is, hearing the music live, like seeing all the little visuals that they have. I've really stayed like enough away from spoilers to not know exactly what I'm getting myself into, but enough to know that I and Tori are gonna have the most fun time. And it also just worked out that this concert is a week before my birthday, so the universe really decided to give me an early birthday present with when this concert happened. So Tori and I then wanted to make a whole weekend out of it. So we're gonna be gaming, we're gonna be yapping, we're gonna be having a cozy time. We're just gonna spend as much time together as we possibly can. Like, I even took off Monday for work just to make sure that we have enough time. Like, we've already been texting all week about the things that we want to do, the games that we want to play. Like, we have a jam-packed schedule that's still going to be the coziest thing you've ever done seen. So the game plan for today is I'm going to go pack here in a little bit. I'm going to get all my stuff ready. I'm going to drive down to where Tori is. We're going to go out and get some lunch. We're going to go back to her place, probably play more Animal Crossing or Stardew or something, get ready for the concert, go to the concert. Then we also want to just not sleep ever tonight, I guess, because then afterward we also talked about watching a movie and playing more Stardew or Animal Crossing. So it might be a long day, but I am just so excited to bring you along with me. So let's get going. It really does look like we're at like a sermon.
Thank you all for gathering here today. I would like to start out with the current state of the world.
I am not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Louis.
I am so tired, but it was so worth it because I had one of the best weekends that I've had in a while. Going down and spending the weekend with Tori was amazing. The concert was phenomenal, which we'll talk about in a minute. The rest of our weekend was just like chilling, playing games, just having like a cozy time, and it was all just exactly what I needed. And as you can obviously see, I made it back to my apartment, and I thought this would be a great place to end this little weekend in my life. But before I do end it, we have to talk about the concert. It was, I almost was about to say it was indescribable, which does nothing for you as I say, let me describe to you how amazing this concert was. But it was truly nothing like I ever expected, and it even started at the door. Because, so to give you a little bit of context, I bought these like almost a year ago on pre-sale. They didn't have any accessible tickets, like options or anything, so I just got the tickets for Tori and I, thinking that I could just transfer them or get something else that will allow us to have accessible seating to then go to this concert. And so the past like month or two, I've been trying to call this place that we were going, and every time I get like a very unhelpful person. Anyone with a disability will know that like getting accommodations for anything can sometimes be a really big uphill battle. So all I was getting was like, oh, it's sold out, which I fully understand. But their game plan for me was just to show up not too long after the doors had opened and then just see what happens. See if there's any seats that we can take, see if there's anywhere that we can be like transferred to, like any of that. So I was feeling a bit anxious going into this. But Tori and I really got the princess treatment because when we got down there, we went out to dinner. We like were trying to run around and find anywhere that was open that also didn't have a wait. We finally found somewhere. It was delicious little sandwiches. We go back to the venue and we're like, okay, amazing. Like the doors are going to open. The show does not start for another hour. We have plenty of time. We then look at the venue. Then we look at the like 2 block long line and we were like, oh, so everyone showed up early. So we trudged to the back of this line, and then like 15 people up as we're standing there for like not even a few minutes. Someone says like, oh, there's another line for like something incoherent over here. And so I was like, amazing, let's go that way. It also did end up being the accessible entrance because everyone was waiting in that line up a few stairs. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we'll figure something out. But then it was only then when we got to the front of the Stardew line that we realized the other line that someone was talking about was for a different concert happening somewhere else in downtown Denver. And at this point, they're letting people into the venue, so the line is getting longer. So Tori and I are standing there freaking out about what to do because now if we go to the end of the line, we're going to be way further back than we were initially. So I will say I did use my disability card a little bit. We went up to a very nice man in the line and I said, hey, I'm so sorry. Someone told me this was another line and it didn't end up being a line. Can we like please cut in? And he was like, yeah, of course, like go ahead. I don't care. This thing is like not being run so great. And I was like, you're amazing. You're iconic. You're wonderful. And so already we got in way earlier than we thought we would. So we walk in, we get our little ticket scan, and then I talk to the usher and I describe what's going on. You know, like, I bought these tickets, pre-sale, blah, 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 accessibility. Fully expecting them to be like, yeah, sold out, babe. Like, you can either sell it or you can leave. But the person was like, okay, I want you to go over there. That person's name is Amber. Go talk to Amber and she can get you all settled away with anything that you need. So Tori and I go run around. We go up to Amber and we're like, hey, girl. Here's the situation. Here's what's going on. And Amber, we figured out pretty quickly, was like the head person at this concert. She had her little walkie-in. She had an assistant next to her, like basically copying every move that she was doing. Like she was the person to be at this place. And again, as a lot of people with disabilities probably know, in these like fast-paced, high-intensity environments, especially, a lot of the accessibility concerns don't really get noticed. It's just, oh my gosh, we need to get all these people in. We need to get the concert started. Like, we have all these things on this little checklist to do. But Amber, I strive to be her. She was so calm the entire time we were talking to her. She was thinking about like 18 different things at any given point, and her whole focus was on us when we were talking to her. It was such a breath of fresh air, given all the fun things that we have to go through just to get like accessibility to even be in the conversation. So she says, yes, let me go talk to my box office. Let me do like one quick thing. I promise you I will come back to this very spot in like 3 minutes. And then turns to us and goes, do you all need merch? And Tori and I didn't want to look at the merch, but then we looked over at the merch and also saw that in the fun accessibility sphere, their merch line was up 4 flights of stairs and then kept going because everyone who was there obviously wanted merch. So there was like no way in the slay gods that I was going to get in this merch line without just waiting for Tori to come all the way down the stairs. And so we were like, yeah, like we want merch, but like this line. But then Amber, being my queen that she is, goes, look over there. You see that usher? That usher's name is Mike. You go talk to Mike. Mike is going to get you in front of that merch line. You come right back here after you're done, and I will get you your seats. And I was like, oh, Amber, are you a goddess? Are you a goddess among men right now? So we walk to the front of this merch line. We tell Mike what's going on, that we know Amber. We name names. And we get in the front of this merch line. We get our cute little t-shirts. We go back to the place that Amber told us to. And then 2 minutes later, as she's like talking on her walkie-talkie, as she's like talking to her little assistant, she comes back and says, okay, great. I have 2 seats in the orchestra pit. So come and follow me and I'll escort you to them right now. What's important to know about this is A, orchestra pit. Seats in the orchestra pit. B, Tori and I were supposed to have seats not one, not two, but three levels up. So now we're being told that we have seats in the orchestra pit and we're being personally escorted by Amber to them. So we're going through all these little crowds. We get to the door. Amber describes what's going on with the ushers. We go into like the symphony hall, and we at first assume that we're the only ones in there. They have not opened the doors. They are not letting people in. And we were one of the first to get in the symphony hall. It was magical. Like, I almost got emotional looking around and seeing like 4 different levels of this grand symphony. And granted, there were probably like 10 people in different levels of the audience, but for what we knew, walking in first, we were the only ones allowed in. So that already was just like such a win for me, such a win for accessibility, such a win for Amber. I hope Amber has a great rest of her life. I hope everything good comes to Amber the rest of her days. And then the concert itself was just magical. Hearing all those songs that we've heard for hundreds of thousands of hours being played like in such grand scale of an orchestra was just like mind-blowing. I heard people during the intermission and walking out, and even Tori and I a little bit, being like, I was sobbing the entire time. I was not okay the entire time. I was feeling all my feels, and it was truly a like otherworldly experience. So I just had to tell you all that story to not only share how amazing the concert was, but our entire experience going to the concert and just being a part of this great little community of cozy gamers and people who like Stardew and people who like symphonies. Like, we were all just having the time of our lives. So if this is also your motivation to play Stardew, and or if you have tickets to these concerts coming up, or if you've been in the past, please let me know down in the comments. I want to hear your experiences. I want to hear your stories. I want to know what farm you have. I want to know what's going on in your farms. I am full in to my Stardew era right now. But with that, cozy friends, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week, and I will talk to you so stinking soon.